Today's lesson is Furry Friends Forever. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike.
Hi, everybody. My name is Roger, and today we're going to be talking about our pets, our dogs, our cats, our snakes, our turtles, these animals that we keep at home. And, of course, if you have a dog or a cat, you know that they have fur on their bodies. I guess you could describe it as hair, but most of the time we call it fur. And if they have a lot of fur, we describe them as being furry. And, yes, these are our furry friends, and they will be our friends forever.
Absolutely, they are. They're part of our families, right? We love them like we love our friends and our cousins and our children and others like that, sometimes more, sometimes less. But yes, they're definitely part of our families, big parts of our lives. And like things that happen in our lives and our families, we often like to share their activities, their adventures, the wonderfully cute things that they do with friends. Now, I think this has always been popular. I remember back in the 80s or 90s, they had those funny video TV shows where people would show their dogs doing tricks. And now, of course, with cell phones and social media, you can find endless hours of cat videos and cute dog videos all over the place. So people not only post them online, but they collect them and share them with their friends. So we're going to be joining a couple of human friends, Ruby and Zach, as they talk about their animal friends in the first part of our dialogue. Furry Friends Forever. Talking about pets. Sitting together at their favorite cafe, Ruby and Zach share stories about their beloved pets.
Check this out. My cat, Luna, has figured out how to open drawers and pull out her treats. I keep moving them around, but she always finds them.
Yeah, cats can be sneaky like that.
Totally. But honestly, I'm impressed by how smart she is. Unfortunately, she also meows at 3 a.m., demanding I open the door. I have no idea what to do with her sometimes.
It sounds like she's got you wrapped around her paw. My golden retriever, Max, has his own quirks. Every morning, without fail, he brings me a ball as soon as I get out of bed, ready for a game of fetch.
Aw, that's so cute. Are all golden retrievers that affectionate?
Pretty much, but Max takes it to another level. He's super needy. If I'm not paying attention to him, he'll nudge my arm with his nose until I do.
They really know how to win us over, don't they?
大家好，第一部分介绍动词 demand， 它的意思是要求或是坚决请求。例如 The customers demanded their money back after the food made them sick. 客人在食物使他们生病后要求退款。或者 Before answering any of the police officers' questions, Alex demanded to see a lawyer. 在回答警官的任何问题之前 Alex 要求见一个律师。下一个看到形容词 needy， 表示需要多关怀的或是贫穷的。例如 Brenda's dog is very needy and constantly wants her attention. Brenda 的狗很需要关注，经常想得到她的注意。或是 The group collects food and clothing for the needy. 该团体为贫困的人募集食物和衣服。再来看到动词 nudge， 它的意思是轻推。例如 Brian nudged his son to wake him up from his nap. Brian 轻推在午睡的儿子，试图叫醒他。也可以说 I didn't know why that woman on the train nudged me. 我不明白为什么火车上的女子轻推我。
Okay, so in part one, we are talking about pets. And remember, pets are those animals that we keep at home because we like them. They're our friends. We take care of them. We feed them. We clean up after them. And also the word pet can be a verb. Oftentimes, of course, when we show affection to our pets, we pet them. We pet them on the head or on the back. Dogs, of course, love to be pet all the time. Cats, some cats like to be pet, some don't. But in any case, we're talking about these animals called pets. And sitting together at their favorite cafe, Ruby and Zach share stories about their beloved pets. If something's beloved or beloved, that just means something that you cherish, something that you really love. If you talk about a person who is the person you love, you could call that person my beloved. And beloved beloved here could also be pronounced that way, but we don't say that about like our beloved, like my beloved friend. Beloved friend, I suppose that would make sense, but most of the time we say beloved.
Absolutely. I guess another common version of this might be darling, right? You talk about your darling pets or your darling friends or something like that. Something that is very, very important and close to you on an emotional level. So here's Ruby. Ruby kicks off our dialogue. It says she's showing Zach her phone. I guess she's not just, hey, look at my new phone. No, it's probably something on the phone, on the screen. Ruby says, check this out. So if you want someone to look at something or pay attention to something that you think is interesting or special or important, check this out. So she wants him to look at her phone because my cat Luna has figured out how to open drawers and pull out her treats. Okay, that's both cute and possibly annoying. So the cat basically knows where the food is and how to get access to the food, even if Mom Ruby is not there to feed her. Ruby says, I keep moving them around, but she always finds them. So even when she's moved the treats from the normal drawer where she kept them to somewhere else, maybe even in a different room, move them from the kitchen drawer to a desk drawer in her office or something, the cat will use its nose and find those treats and, I guess, still be able to open the drawers and get at them. I keep moving them, but she always finds them. So Zach is probably going to admire how clever Ruby's cat Luna is.
Exactly. So I'm sure that Zach is enjoying this video very much. He has a comment here. Yeah, cats can be sneaky like that. Okay, now, of course, we have different words to describe cats. Remember, cats are not as social as dogs. Most people prefer dogs to cats because dogs are friendlier, they're loyal. Cats don't really care so much. They're more independent. Yes, some of them like to be pet. They like to purr and stuff, but some don't. And we also describe cats as being kind of sneaky, kind of scheming. They're always trying to plan something and not let you know about it. That is one way we describe cats. I know, Mike, you had a cat before that passed away last year. Sorry about that. But how would you describe that cat? Was it sneaky? Was it social? Was it affectionate? How would you describe your cat?
Oh, that cat was wonderfully lazy. He was a beautiful, big orange cat, very lazy, very friendly, and just loved to kind of lie between us in the bed and have long, warm naps. But the other cat I have, who's still around, he's pretty tricky. He can figure out how to do things and find snacks and open drawers and whatnot. So I think the cat I have now, Roswell, is a bit more like Luna. Ruby says, totally, but honestly, I'm impressed by how smart she is, right? The cat's problem-solving skills are quite impressive. It's able to, open the drawer and find the treats for itself. So that's pretty cool when it's also not causing a problem, possibly. And then there's another issue Ruby talks about. Unfortunately, Ruby says, she also meows at 3 a.m., demanding I open the door. Oh, dear. So the cat is living on its own timetable, on its own schedule that involves 3 a.m. or 3 o'clock in the morning activity that it needs Ruby's help with. That's why the cat is meowing. That's the sound that a cat makes when it kind of does that sort of normal meow, that kind of sound. We call that meow, right? I heard a meow from a cat that was hiding under my car, or you could also say the cat meows when it wants food. So it's both the sound and the verb to make that sound. So the cat makes that sound. It might also scratch at the door and make some other noises. But this all happens at 3 a.m., and the cat is demanding that Ruby open the door. I'm assuming this might be her bedroom door or something like that, or maybe just to go outside, but maybe Ruby closes her bedroom door, and then at 3 a.m. the cat wants to come into the bedroom because it's so warm and cozy in there. The cat is demanding that Ruby open the door. If you demand something, it means you're kind of asking for it and you're not willing to accept the answer no. You're kind of saying, give it to me, rather than, may I please have that? If you're demanding it, no, you're saying, you must give that to me. This gives us the idea that if Ruby just puts the pillow over her ears or over her head and tries to ignore the meowing of the cat, it won't stop. It won't go away. Ruby must get up and open the door. So Ruby says, I have no idea what to do with her sometimes. I don't think Ruby's thinking of giving her away. She's just sort of expressing her mild frustration that her cat has such a sort of independent and unique life.
Yeah, cats can be obnoxious like that sometimes. This reminds
or
me...
charming, depending on how you look at it.
I suppose you could say it's quite cute, but in any case, this does remind me, when I was a boy, my cat Kelly would wake me up in the morning by batting at the Venetian blinds.
Oh, gosh.
Venetian blinds, of course, are 百叶窗, and of course, they made a lot of noise. It was very obnoxious. He wanted to wake me up to feed him or whatever. And Zach is laughing at that. It sounds like she's got you wrapped around her paw. Now, this original phrase, which is to have someone wrapped around your finger, which means you totally control them or they totally control you, like a lot of wives, I should say, have their husbands wrapped around their finger. They totally control them. And in this particular case, we're using the word paw because cats and dogs have paws and they don't have hands. So yes, she's got you wrapped around her paw. The cat totally controls Ruby.
Exactly right. She's got you in the palm of her hand or in the palm of your paw. I suppose you could also say, yes. Zach says, my golden retriever Max has his own quirks. So now we've switched from Ruby's cat Luna to Zach's dog Max. And just like many animals, Max has his own quirks. A quirk is sort of a unique and slightly odd, maybe interesting, maybe a little weird behavioral thing that you do, all right? Certain people might have certain quirks about how they do their routine in the morning. You know, you might like to have your milk before you brush your teeth, but then you drink some orange juice after you brush your teeth. Why do you do that? I don't know. It's just something I like to do, that kind of thing. So just these little oddities that people have, these little strange things that are very unique and personal to them. They're not offensive. They're not worrying. They're not frightening because this person is behaving so strangely. No, it's just something a little odd and interesting about a person. What's this little quirk about Max, the dog? Every morning without fail, so every morning he does this. He doesn't skip a single day. Doesn't matter what day it is. He will do this. He brings me a ball as soon as I get out of bed, ready for a game of fetch. So clearly Max's favorite thing to do in life is to go to the park and chase this ball around. He is a golden retriever, so he likes to go and retrieve or bring back that ball. But even when Zach is still in his pajamas and barely awake, Max is there like, let's go out, let's go play ball, let's go play fetch, which is the game that you might play with an animal where you throw something, a ball or a stick, it runs out, it gets it, it brings it back, and then you repeat that activity until the animal gets tired because animals like Max could probably do that all day long.
And Ruby says, "Aw, that's so cute." Are all golden retrievers that affectionate? Affectionate just means they like to give out love. And Zach says, well, pretty much most of the time. But Max takes it to another level. He's more than just affectionate. He actually is extreme there. He's super needy. If I'm not paying attention to him, he'll nudge my arm with his nose until I do. Okay, so if something's needy or if an animal is needy, they need a lot of attention. You need to pay a lot of attention to dogs especially. And yes, indeed, dogs like it when you pay attention to them. They like attention. And if they don't get it, they will nudge your arm. They will just kind of gently push your arm to get you to continue petting the dog. Yes, dogs are like that sometimes.
They really know how to win us over, don't they? Absolutely, Ruby says. They do know how to win us over. To win you over is to do the things that will make you like that person. So if you meet someone new and they're trying to make friends, they might ask you to do something with them or offer to buy you lunch or pay you compliments or be nice to you. They're trying to win you over. They're trying to get you on their side. They're trying to get you to like them, like how animals can often do that by being so cute and wonderful. All right, let's take a break, then we'll be back with part 2. Daily care and companionship. Ruby and Zach continue their conversation about their pets.
What do you usually feed Max? He's so energetic. He must have a good diet.
Mostly dog food, but on weekends I'll cook him some chicken as a treat. He loves it.
That's sweet. Luna is really picky. It takes forever to convince her to try new food. She'll sniff it, walk away, and then maybe come back hours later.
Yeah, cats can be fussy. How is she with grooming?
Oh, it's a nightmare. Whenever I take her to the groomer, she gets so nervous that she won't stop meowing. It's like I'm torturing her or something.
Max is the complete opposite. He loves getting groomed. Afterward, he struts around the house like he's showing off his new look. It's hilarious.
That's adorable. It's funny how different they are.
Yeah, but no matter how odd Max is sometimes, I can't imagine life without him.
Same here. I couldn't love Luna any more than I already do.
第二部分介绍动词 sniff， 表示闻或是嗅，可以说 The dog paused to sniff the flowers in the garden. 那只狗停下来嗅闻花园里的花朵。又或者说 Sarah sniffed the soup suspiciously. Sarah 狐疑地闻着这道汤。继续看到名词 nightmare， 它的意思是梦魇或是噩梦。例如 Clancy's date with Kim was a complete nightmare. Clancy 与 Kim 的约会完全是一场梦魇。再看一个例子 Patsy has been having a lot of nightmares lately. Patsy 最近常做噩梦。后面介绍动词 torture， 指的是虐待、拷打或是折磨。举例来说 The prisoner was tortured to try and force a confession. 为了试图逼供，那名囚犯遭到拷打。再来看到形容词 hilarious， 表示非常滑稽的，也可以是引人发笑的。例如 Penny enjoys watching the hilarious monkey at the zoo. Penny 喜欢在动物园看滑稽的猴子。也可以说 I couldn't stop laughing after I watched that hilarious video online. 在网络上看到这支滑稽的影片后，我无法停止大笑。最后看到形容词 adorable， 表示可爱的或是讨人喜欢的。可以说 Betty's new kitten is adorable. Betty 新养的小猫很可爱。最后一个例子 The puppy is so adorable that everyone wants to pet it. 小狗非常可爱，每个人都想摸它。
Okay, in part 2, we're talking about daily care and companionship. Of course, if you have a pet, you need to take care of them. You need to groom them. You need to feed them. You need to clean up after them. You need to take your dogs for a walk. You need to clean out your kitty's litter box, of course, if you have a cat. And Ruby and Zach continue their conversation in the cafe about their pets. And Ruby says, what do you usually feed Max, your golden retriever Max? What do you usually feed your dog? What kind of food do you give it? He's so energetic, he must have a good diet. Yes, golden retrievers are known to be very hyper. They have a lot of energy. And yes, indeed, they need to eat a lot of food. So she thinks, yeah, he must eat a lot of very nutritious food.
Absolutely. And of course, Max is playing fetch all day, so he needs good energy. Zach says mostly dog food, but on weekends, I'll cook him some chicken as a treat. He loves it. So mostly I feed him dog food. Maybe, 80, 90% of his diet is just normal dry dog food or maybe canned dog food. But he does give him a treat. On weekends, I'll cook him some chicken as a treat, kind of a special thing on weekends, maybe for holidays, on Max's birthday or something like that. Just once in a while. He loves it. So apparently he loves this cooked chicken. So that's an interesting thing that you might want to do to change up your animal's diet, cook them some chicken. Ruby says that's sweet. And then she says Luna is really picky. Ooh, so her cat is very picky, meaning there are many types of food that the cat can't accept and only a limited type of food that the cat really likes. What exactly does the cat like?
Well, it takes forever to convince her to try new food. And of course, as cats are very picky, they're very finicky, as we say sometimes. They're very fussy. And she'll sniff it. She'll kind of look at it and sniff it a little bit, inspect it with her nose. Then she'll walk away and then maybe come back hours later. Maybe they're playing a mind game or something. You expect me to eat this stuff? I deserve better. And yes, indeed, cats do that. And Zach says, yeah, cats can be fussy. Fussy is the same as being picky. And Zach has another question about Luna the cat. How is she with grooming? How does she behave when you groom her, when you clean her fur or comb her fur for her?
Exactly right. Or even more formally, take the cat to get a haircut, because that's also another form of grooming. And apparently, Luna is not much fun with the grooming. Ruby says, oh, it's a nightmare. A nightmare, it's like a terrible experience. Of course, a nightmare is a bad dream that you have at night when you're sleeping, but we can also talk about something in real life as a nightmare. Getting to the airport and realizing you left your passport back at home. Oh, what a nightmare. What a terrible, problematic, troubling situation. So it's a lot of trouble with Luna and the grooming thing. Whenever I take her to the groomer, she gets so nervous that she won't stop meowing. meowing. Okay, so Ruby does take her cat to a groomer, which is basically like a salon or a barber shop for a pet. They will cut the pet's hair and wash it and keep it nice and clean and looking beautiful. Not so necessary with cats, but maybe if it's a long hair cat, you would want to have it groomed, possibly. I've never taken a cat to a groomer. Cats usually groom themselves just with their tongue, and they're pretty fine that way. You actually don't really need to give your cat a bath or anything, especially if it's an indoor cat. It will handle all that, but maybe once in a while it would be nice, but not if the cat is so nervous that she won't stop meowing. This is what I would expect to happen at the vet, at the animal doctor, because that can be, quite a frightening experience, but grooming is supposed to be relaxing and fun. Doesn't sound like it is with Luna. It's like I'm torturing her or something. It's like I'm doing terrible things to inflict pain on her. That's what to torture is. This is something you might see in movies or read about in history books. The bad guy has the information but won't tell the truth, so we're going to, twist your thumbs or hold your feet over the fire or pull out your fingernails or something like that, inflict pain in order to get something out of you. Obviously, Ruby isn't torturing her, but the way that Luna really doesn't enjoy going to the groomer, it almost feels that way.
And Zach is laughing at that. He says, Max is the complete opposite. He's totally not like your cat, Luna. He loves getting groomed. Afterward, he struts around the house like he's showing off his new look. To strut just means to walk around proudly. And he says it's hilarious. Hilarious just means very, very funny.
That's adorable, says Ruby. That's so cute. That's so nice. It's funny how different they are. Yeah, how unique animals' personalities can be between themselves or in difference to each other. Zach agrees, yeah, but no matter how odd Max is sometimes, or quirky or strange in an interesting way, no matter how odd Max is sometimes, I can't imagine life without him. Even if pets bring you a bit of trouble, you can't imagine life without them. And Ruby says, same here. I agree. I couldn't love Luna any more than I already do, even at 3 a.m. when she's meowing to get inside the room.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of our discussion about Zach and Ruby's conversation. It's time now to hear from Hanny.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。在课文第一部分的对话里， Ruby 拿他的手机给 Zach 看，他的猫咪 Luna 已经学会如何打开抽屉，把他的点心拉出来了。文中他用到 figure out 来表达学会弄懂的意思。那我们这边就来整理片语动词figure out 的不同意思及用法。首先第一个，以事物当受词的时候，它是表达搞清楚、弄明白，或者是想出，像想出办法、想出解决方案等等。在这个用法当中， figure out 后面也常常会接 WH 疑问词所引导的名词子句，或者是像名词片语，也就是 WH 疑问词加上不定词 to V 来构成名词片语。那这就像文中的用法，它是在 figure out 后面加上名词片语 How to open drawers and pull out her treats。 我们这边也造个例句 I can't figure out how to install the software。 我搞不清楚要怎么安装这个软体。那再造个例句是 It took him an hour to figure out the math problem。 他花了1个小时解开那个数学题。好，第二个，以人当受词的时候，这时候是表达理解、了解某人的行为。像 Her little brother acts weird sometimes. She just can't figure him out。 他年幼的弟弟有时候举止怪异，他就是搞不懂他。好，那么在课文第二部分的对话里， Ruby 和 Zach 聊到宠物美容。那么 Ruby 说，每次他带 Luna去找宠物美容师的时候呢， She gets so nervous that she won't stop meowing。 她会紧张到不停的喵喵叫。那这边要介绍的句型是 so 加上形容词或副词加 that 子句，表示如此怎么样以至于怎么样，或是非常怎么样结果怎么样。这个句型啊是用来强调 so 后面的形容词或副词，说明某事物的程度高到造成了 that 子句的结果。举例来说，The man spoke so quickly that we could hardly understand what he was saying。 那名男子讲话讲得非常快， 以至于我们几乎听不懂他在说什么。好，那么接着 Zach 就聊到他的狗 Max 很喜欢去做宠物美容，之后他就会在屋子里面大摇大摆的走来走去，好像在炫耀自己的新造型一样。文中他用到 show off 来表达炫耀，不过在这边并没有贬义。show off 当及物用的时候，可以用 show something off 或者是 show off something 去表达展示、展现某事物的意思。像 Jay showed off his magic tricks at the party. Jay 在派对上展现了他的魔术把戏。另外 show off 也可以做不及物用来表达那种炫耀啊、卖弄的意思，这时候就带有贬义了。例如 Henry is always trying to show off in front of his friends. Henry 总是试着在他朋友面前卖弄炫耀。好，那么以上今天重点整理，我们回顾今天单字吧。
Beloved. Zelda spent hours baking her beloved grandmother's favorite cake. Demand. Customers often demand quick responses from online stores. Needy. Some friends can be a bit needy and require constant attention. Sniff. Colleen sniffed the milk to check if it was still fresh. Nightmare. The traffic jam was a nightmare for everyone trying to get home. Torture. The spy was tortured to force him to reveal secret information.
Well, that brings us to the end of another edition of our program, and please make sure you join us again next time. From all of us here, I am Roger.
I am Mike.
See you next time.